How's it going, everyone? Well, isn't this a massive piece of news? EA has announced an agreement to be acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners for $55 billion. Now, this is a group of investors led by the Public Invest Fund of Saudi Arabia. If you're familiar with Saudi Arabia, they've been getting into the sports scene for quite a while now, but you could see that they had their fingers coming into gaming as well. And Saudi Arabia has, I don't want to say infinite money, but it may as well be infinite money. If they want to make something happen, and if you have been following the sports scene as far as things like boxing and whatnot, they've been getting a lot of things done, and football as well, European football, that is. They've been getting major events, they've been acquiring major fights to be happening in Saudi Arabia, and when I saw that there was this, and when I noticed that there was a bit of Saudi Arabia coming into gaming as well, I always knew in the back of my mind, it depends how much they want to get into gaming. If they really want to get into gaming, buckle up, because they'll be able to get things done. Now, this is with the group alongside Silver Lake and Affinity Partners, and the press release over on EA's website notes this. Electronic Arts, a global leader in interactive entertainment, today announced that it has entered into a definitive agreement to be acquired by an investor consortium comprised of PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners in an all-cash transaction that values EA at an enterprise value of approximately $55 billion. The transaction positions EA to accelerate innovation and growth to build the future of entertainment. Under the terms of the agreement, the consortium will acquire 100% of EA, with PIF rolling over an existing 9.9% stake in the company. EA stockholders will receive $210 per share in cash. So if you had EA stock, you're doing good, because the per share purchase price represents a 25% premium to EA's unaffected share price of $168 at market close on September 25th, the last fully unaffected trading day, and a premium to EA's unaffected all-time high of $179. PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners bring a deep sector experience, committed capital, and global portfolios with networks across gaming, entertainment, and sports that offer unique possibilities for EA to blend physical and digital experiences, enhance fan engagement, and create new growth opportunities. The transaction represents the largest all-cash sponsor take private investment in history, with the consortium partnering closely with EA to enable the company to move faster and unlock new opportunities at a global stage. Our creative and passionate teams at EA have delivered extraordinary experiences for hundreds of millions of fans, built some of the world's most iconic IP, and created significant value for our business. This moment is a powerful recognition of their remarkable work, said Andrew Wilson, chairman and CEO of Electronic Arts. Looking ahead, we will continue to push the boundaries of entertainment, sports, and technology, unlocking new opportunities. Together with our partners, we will create transformative experiences to inspire generations to come. I'm more energized than ever about the future that we are building. PIF is uniquely positioned in the global gaming and esports sectors, building and supporting ecosystems that connects fans, developers, and IP creators. As kids, I couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. The board carefully evaluated this opportunity and concluded it delivers compelling value for stockholders and is in the best interest of all stakeholders. Lead independent director of EA's board of directors. We are pleased that this transaction delivers immediate and certain cash value to our stockholders while strengthening EA's ability to continue building the communities and experiences that define the future of entertainment. There's more information as far as the exact business details. I will say this, BioWare, one of the major development studios under EA, if you are familiar with Saudi Arabia, I will just say this. It is quite interesting that Saudi Arabia is now one of the leaders of Electronic Arts, and you have a studio like BioWare under your umbrella, especially with a game like Dragon Age Veilguard coming out, and some of the criticism that was thrown over that game, and now you are led by Saudi Arabia. And this is the interesting thing about Saudi Arabia is any publicly traded company that they want to acquire, they've shown that they will overpay, they will overspend to get what they want. A lot of these sports events, they are spending millions upon millions, unfathomable amounts of money to get events like the World Cup, to get players on their teams, to get boxing events in Saudi Arabia. And I know they also sponsor events that happen outside of the country as well. And this is something that's been going on for the last, I want to say 7 to 8 years, maybe the last decade or so of Saudi Arabia really getting into the sports scene. But if you also follow the story with Assassin's Creed Mirage and that game getting free DLC, it seems like Saudi Arabia has some sort of involvement with that game getting its free DLC. Let me just make sure I'm right on that, because that's a story that didn't get a lot of traction because it was just DLC. And yes, Ubisoft Saudi-funded Assassin's Creed DLC is something that's happening later this year. So that's something that didn't really get a ton of attention. Some people definitely did bring it up, and it was a talking point, but now you're talking about literally EA, one of the biggest publishers in the world, getting acquired, and I don't know how this is ultimately going to affect EA. At the end of the day, they are an entity that is trying to serve their stockholders. When you're talking about a publicly traded company that is serving stockholders, we have seen it over and over again with EA. That is what they're doing, but you know, there's also big EA games that people are super excited for. The Battlefield 6s of the world, the Maddens of the world. I know, I had to get that in there. I had to pop some of you guys with that one. But, they're still gonna be one of the major publishers of the world. And I really want to know, like, again, Saudi Arabia at the helm of this, and then you do have, like, Mass Effect coming out. And you guys know some of the thematics about Mass Effect. I'm just a little curious about how all of that will play together. Maybe Saudi Arabia doesn't really even care about things like that, and they're just gonna let the development go, and they just want to have something like an EA under their umbrella, or at least, you know, they're partly under the umbrella of the PIF, and they could use that as a promotional vehicle, which, don't get it twisted, with the sporting events, a lot of that is being utilized as a promotional vehicle. I know in the boxing scene, as far as what I know and what I comprehend in the boxing community, like, people love Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia is making the big fights happen, and that was a big issue with boxing for a long time. But obviously, it is also something that Saudi Arabia has so much money where they can overpay. They are able to overpay for a lot of things, and if they're getting a premium, EA is getting a premium, and stockholders are making out like bandits in this exchange, well, I think the stockholders are going to be happy. Ultimately, what does this mean for the long-term development of EA? That is something that we'll see in due time. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Sound off down below, and goodbye.